theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fear's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fear's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chancellor Brewington, powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome back in. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the host as always. He's back. Chancellor Brewington from Utah. How's it going on this? Oh, it's Thursday night now on a tundra of a Thursday night.
Tundra. It was crazy because it was snowing in Utah. I was in Lehigh, Utah.
How much you get?
It was like so. Here's the scenario, Harrison. I'm getting this. I'm in Utah training for this certain thing, right? And getting this certification, and I got to leave the conference or the certification thing early. So I called my Uber. The Uber it's 12, right? My flight's at 2:20. Not good time management by me.
Oh,
right?
so you got that piece of paper in Utah today?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was in Utah. That was today. Yeah.
well, thank you for joining me tonight. That's
Yeah.
crazy work to get
Yeah.
back here already.
So at 12, right? At 12, I called an Uber. The Uber don't come. It says it's 5 minutes away. So I'm like, perfect. Airport's 30 minutes away. We're whatever. I look outside. It looks like it's literally Jack Frost, like all white, right? So I'm like, oh dang. So it takes 45 minutes for the Uber to come. So it's 12:45 when the Uber gets there. I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna work. The I-15 there is, we're going 3 miles per hour, right? And so I'm like, oh boy. So I'm looking at next flights I'm gonna have to, like buy or whatever, or, transfer over to. And so I'm learning too much about how the mind work. And I say, look, why stress over it? Right. I said, I just got this new book. It's called it's the Thomas Troward Complete Collection. There's 6 books in there, right? So I said, I'm finna just crack this book open and not worry about it. Whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. I can't control it, right? So I get there about 1:45. It boards at 1:50. I said, I'm not gonna make this. If I'm checking in my bag, and I'm like, but maybe if I'm supposed to be on the flight, I'm supposed to be on the flight. I'm checking my bag. Literally, the moment I hit pay for my bag, because I was flying Delta, I paid for a bag. It says delayed for 30 minutes. I said, this is great. So I literally was just strolling through the airport. No worries, not a care in my mind, man. But I guarantee, and this is my theory, of course. I don't know. I obviously couldn't prove it. This is very abstract, but I think if I would have been stressing over it and worried about it and thinking I wasn't going to make it, I wouldn't have made it. So, and obviously someone can combat that with something else, but I believe that. But that's how I got here, and came home to some snow. Looked like we got some. We got a good little snowfall.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be more. Still enough to suck though. It's fine. This Nebraska, you're gonna get some snow sometimes. Other than that, the tough day out looks pretty rough here out in Lincoln. Other than that, what's new in Utah? What do you think of the sports environment there? I always feel like Utah's got to be one of the more underrated sports areas.
Well, they're
very dedicated to their jazz.
Yeah,
especially their colleges. Like you mentioned BYU in those spots.
Yeah, I did. I saw a lot of Jazz uniforms or Jazz jerseys.
That's pretty popular in Utah. Like, is it? I don't know how locked in people are with the Utah Jazz in Utah.
I wonder. I don't really know where Lehigh is. So, like, compared to, I know it's close to Salt Lake. So I don't. Where's Utah? Is the Jazz in Salt Lake?
Yeah, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay. Hey, so I saw a lot of Jazz uniforms. I wonder the college football scenery, if it's mainly BYU or if it's Utes.
I think it's fair.
And how you sprinkle in Utah State too, like, because that's different.
Yeah, it just goes by sport. I think. I don't know. Never been to Utah.
Imagine if we had a Nebraska State.
Well,
like in Omaha, like instead of UNO, I know they used to have a football program, but like imagine if we had a Nebraska State that was like an Iowa State. That would be pretty nasty.
Kind of what Creighton is in basketball. Not football. Right. We don't have it, like football. You said. With Omaha, it was like somewhat like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know nasty. If I want to be like. You can. It'd be somewhat.
And
nasty.
It'd be like blue, or that's exactly what Creighton is. But it's like
it's usually pretty rare that those state teams are the better ones.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just that state team that really just gets.
ASU. I'll say ASU is one of the rarer ones.
Yeah, Arizona State is really good, and they got Sam Levitt this year in college football, and that's why he was incredible for him. Arizona State's a good one. I don't know. I don't even know where the hell you'd put Nebraska State. Put it in Hardington. Great recruits up there in Northeast.
Put them in Hardington. Put them in what's that one? What's the one you take the 6 that way?
Kearney.
What about Kearney? Put them in Kearney.
Well, they got the University of Kearney. That's the Lopes.
The Lopes.
Yeah, Lopes. You never heard of? No one's done this to you yet, Rico or anybody?
Bro, the Lopes is GC is Grand Canyon University. You never heard of them?
Well, Arizona. Yeah, I've heard.
The Lopes.
I actually know somebody who went down there.
Really?
Yeah, Grand Canyon University.
There you
or
go.
No, St. Thomas.
You know, it's crazy. They put a Christian university in one of the worst parts of Phoenix.
Really?
So yeah, there's like rules that you don't walk outside your campus there because there's gunshots every night.
Well, you spread good from within. You just push out. Maybe that's the goal.
There you go. There you go. That's Harrison's philosophy.
Hell no, I'm not living there. Like, don't get me wrong.
Put them in the U.
I'm just assuming that's what they're
with
thinking.
The loaves, yeah. Nah, for real. But I'm trying to think of what's new in the. I mean, these are these shows, guys, where there's not a whole bunch of sports news.
Yeah, you got jet lag, my guy.
Yeah,
dude, you're coming off that flight from Utah, and
yeah,
it's hard to. I mean, what do you do on the flight? Do you pay attention? Do you just read a book? Or Wi-Fi
I
on
usually
there?
have a pretty consistent method. I read as much of the book until I start falling asleep. Put the book in my bag, fall asleep, wake up, read the book, and then I'll play some music for like 15 minutes, and then usually by the time I'm done listening to music, the plane's descending, and we're about to land. But yeah, no, I love plane rides though. I get like super creative in the air. I don't know what it is. I get super creative when I'm like.
What the hell does that mean? I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Like creative in the air?
Creative.
Oh, like in your mind.
What do you think I said?
I don't know, doing jumping jacks in the airplane. I was like, I don't know why that just went through like the wrong neuron
creative.
network.
Like I'm like,
yeah, creativity. You feel more creative on the plane.
Yeah, like I think about like I get to think like it's super. Usually it's quiet unless you got like some screaming kids or like a dog barking or whatever. But usually like it's pretty quiet and you get to think like okay like or maybe think out an issue that like maybe you thought was a lot bigger than what it really was, or like I thought of a lot of like business ideas while I was on the plane, and then talked to some people afterwards and they thought it was great ideas. So I'm like, hey, like but I think I love those times, man. It's like you're like one of my mentors in high school used to always say when like you're in a fog or like when you're in a a tough time, jump in the shower. Something about the shower that puts your brain kind of in like that alpha brainwave state.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
It kicks because what's the first thing most people do once they get out of the shower?
Dry themselves off.
Also just I mean, definitely want to clean yourself off, but it's also just like I don't know. For some reason, like we've all kind of been wired that once we showered, then we do the next thing. We have to start our day. So like it's kind of linked in our head.
I was being a
I do that all the time, and halftime it's not even that funny. So don't worry about it.
Might have got that from you.
Maybe that influence. Just start just trying anything and see what happens. I can't remember where I was going. Yeah, I think it's just a learned behavior at a certain point in time too.
Yeah,
because parents teach you clean yourself up every time you do that. It's like usually go to school, go to this, whatever, and then you just get to a point older in life, you're feeling like a bum, you take a shower, just gives you energy.
Yeah,
I'll do that too sometimes when I'm feeling lazy, and I'm like, or if I'm, on hour 2 of Call of Duty Black Ops, like, maybe just hop in the shower, bud.
Yeah,
like, let's get some
reset.
of the grease off.
Yeah, good little. I need a reset. Yeah, I was. So I guess I'll. I mean, we don't got really much to talk about, in the sports world.
Real quick, we can get this
Go
update. Nebraska basketball, they are currently down at home versus Maryland, not by much though, 28-32. Problem in this one, once again, teams just shoot really well against Nebraska, especially from the perimeter. They are currently 66%, but they've only taken 6 shots. Nebraska, we've taken 12, only made 5. It's not bad though, shooting about 41% from the 3-point line. Nebraska 7 for 7 on free throws, which is nice. Maryland's only got 2 points in the paint is kind of the problem for us. Maryland's dominating that one, 14 points in the paint to our 6. And that's about all we'll kind of go on right now. We'll give you updates as it goes on here.
Yeah. Shout out Nebraska basketball. I hope they get it done.
Yeah, make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I didn't even hear the score. Are they winning?
No, they're down by 2.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they were down by 4. There's plenty of time.
Okay, we good.
Yeah, because for everybody, we'll just get the programming notes out now. We will have post game. It'll be a collection of me, Eric Strickland at the beginning. Eric Strickland is actually there live at the game.
Oh, there you go.
So you'll get to listen to him more than me, as I'm clearly doing shows in between, just looking at the box score. And then Austin Orman, as always, he'll go to the press conference, get some audio from Fred Hoiberg, maybe some of the players as well. And then we'll be back here for post game. So all that ahead right after this one, as soon as the game gets over, really.
That's always a good show. Austin Orman, Strick, and my boy Harrison talking about some hoops. Man.
Yeah, it's let me ask you this. Were you ever a fan of any other team growing up before the Lakers? Or should I say before LeBron, I should say?
Heat.
Okay.
Like D Wade and Shaq.
Okay, not because of LeBron, but genuinely just
D-Wade and Shaq. And then when the Pistons had a run when I was like 4 or 5, like I'm talking like 04, 05, 06.
Who's on that run?
Oh, I could tell you the whole starting squad.
I mean, because you're
Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton.
6 watching this?
Yeah, bro. I was watching ESPN at like 3.
Okay,
So Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, and Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace was my favorite basketball player growing up. Like I thought he was Michael Jordan. I don't know why. He was a good player.
Everybody has that player.
Yeah, it's like, and even for me, like Turkoglu with the Magic, I thought he was so good.
Deladova with the Cavs for a while.
Oh, really?
Not
was your guy?
for me, but
Oh,
I
okay.
mean that was the guy. One of my guys was I'd have to really think about which those guys were because like I really liked Roy Hibbert, but that's like kind of an obvious.
Yeah.
The game just changed.
I like Jermaine O'Neal a lot.
That's a good one.
He had a crazy height. He had a weird peak where people like he was a top 3 center in the league at one point.
Yeah, I know who it is. D-Fish.
Derek Fisher?
Yeah, Derek Fisher.
The lefty.
He had that ridiculous arch. I mean, that thing was touching the rafters before it came down.
Because so here's kind of like my NBA arc. It kind of went, so it started off like when I got really, really into it, I was like AI. I mean, like AI, Allen Iverson, like who doesn't like him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Ben Wallace, that was that era. And then it was Dwayne Wade. Like I went like the Flash all day. Like Dwayne Wade, I thought he was the best. I
can make an argument that he almost was.
Well,
like,
I mean, that one year, and what was it? 06. I believe it was 06 when him and Shaq went to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was the best player in the league that year. He was. He had the best playoff. He had I think like at that time like top 3 playoff numbers or like top 2 playoff points per game like we've ever seen. Like it was like better than Jordan. Like it was like up there with like Kareem.
Pause. There's no way.
All right.
It's better than Jordan. But I believe it. It was certainly up there.
Well, don't believe me, actually. I was young. Look it up.
Okay. I will.
I'm
not going to blame you for being 6 years old.
Hold on. I actually I'm put some more faith in me. I think I'm close. Dwayne Wade playoff run.
Which are we looking for? Like a single playoff run or a
I don't know. That's the thing.
Let me just look up his playoff
run
stats.
Look at his playoff stats in I don't even know, 06, 07.
We'll see what we got here.
08, I believe.
I'm just pulling up all the years and we'll find the best year. Try to identify.
Because that was when they, was it the Spurs they played or was it the Mavs?
Let's see, 04.
His first year was 03, so it'd be
05, 06. Points. It might have been 06. Monster in 06.
What are we looking at?
It's 06 that you definitely got to be talking about. Jeez, monster. Okay, yeah.
So I'm
not better than Jordan, but it is a good year.
Well, let me see.
I'm gonna give him to you. So I'm trying to find the average. That I'm on references right now. They don't do a good job, but in the round versus Chicago in round 1, he is getting 30 points, 21, 26, 20, 28, 23. Next round, they got who was that? Oh, they got the Nets. And then same thing. He averages about 30. It'd be about 26 in that one. And then it was the third round. He has 25 points, 32 points, 35 points, 31 points, 23 points, 14 points.
Good Lord.
And then you're thinking about, it was the Dallas is what tipped it over the scales there.
Yeah, he averaged 35 in the finals.
Yep. 28,
That's nuts.
28 points, 23 points, 42 points, 36, 43, 36. It was the final round that really gets in people's heads about.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't better than Jordan, but like still one of the most unbelievable.
How was that not better than Jordan?
Jordan, like, you know what makes me mad about? You're getting me riled up again about the 90s stuff.
Why?
Like all the Jordan.
I don't understand. Why does this rouse you up, bro?
Oh, the Jordan respect is taking a major hit by the younger generation.
I don't understand why this gets you riled up. Let's dig into this. What's the root cause of this?
What do you mean? Like, because Jordan's the best player of all time, and it's just silly not to say so.
I know, but why does me saying that Dwayne Wade in 06 when he averaged 37 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 assists, Why does that get you riled up?
Oh, it doesn't. No, Dwayne Wade's awesome. It's just not better than Michael Jordan ever was in the playoffs. If we can agree on that yeah, there's no policy with your take.
Well, I mean, that 06 run, I mean, you can compare that to Jordan. Why wouldn't you be able to?
You can compare it. I'm just going to side with Jordan most likely. Well, let me go through. There might be a year where you can make it a little closer.
Let's go to 96 Jordan year. I think that was his nutty year.
Let's see. He had just took so many bruises in the playoffs. We'll go to the 90s when there's nobody's just touching this guy. It's insane.
Bro, I can't with him, bro. I can't. Do you hear this, bro?
Yeah, maybe it's a little too much. But I mean, like, this is, 1990. They're playing the Detroit Pistons, 34 points, 20 points, 47 points, 42 points, 22 points, 29 points, 31 points. The series before that, 39 points, 45 points, 49 points, 45, 37. The series before that, 38. They get them in a sweep, 36, 48, 25. Oh, 25. What a bad night. See what I'm saying? Like,
no. I mean, that you literally just sounded like you read off Dwayne Wade's stats.
When I was talking about Dwayne Wade, there was a lot more 20s and 30s. He had maybe like 2 games where he scored 40 points. I just rattled off like 7 of them in like 2 years.
I mean, the 06, I'm just saying,
Dwayne
Wade's 06 run was comparable with the GOATs.
It was a great run, but it's
comparable. I'm not saying as good. Well, I am saying as good.
Let me see how well he shot. Because if he shot the ball that well on high efficiency, then like now we're talking a little bit more.
45.
That's not bad. Because we'd have to look at Michael Jordan. He's shooting a lot more. He's about shooting over 50% in a lot of these. He does have a round where he has some where he shot bad, but I mean he's shooting.
But I think let's add a tad more context with this though. Harrison, I'm about to bring this home.
All right.
I'm gonna bring this home. So Jordan got drafted in 84, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So he lost 85, 86, 87, 88, 89.
Or no. Well, did he go to the playoffs year 1?
No, he lost.
Yeah.
He got swept all these years.
Yeah, they got swept.
Okay. So Dwayne Wade got drafted in 03, 04, 05, 06. His third year in the league, he averaged 34 in the finals. That's the comparison. And that's where, but I mean, obviously, I believe the year after that, Dwayne Wade tears his knee, or 2 years after, he tears his knee. He is out for a whole year, can't really play, comes back, isn't really himself, and then LeBron gets added onto the team. So it's kind of Dwayne Wade is still kind of one of those stories where it's like, what if? Kind of like a Penny Hardaway a little bit.
Derrick Rose.
Like Derrick Rose. Like kind of what if the knee thing didn't happen?
You said that was like 6 years in? That was 6 years into his career?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to Michael Jordan. 6 years
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Well, I mean, this is what we're doing.
Why do you have to do this?
Because we want to compare Dwayne Wade.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm comparing year 3 Dwayne Wade with
year 3 Dwayne Wade.
Yes. 06.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like
no, Dwayne Wade in general. I think he's a great player. I think you could make argument that he is the fourth best shooting guard. Like, I don't know if you want to put AI above him, because I think it goes Michael Jordan / Kobe Bryant and then Dwayne Wade. Is there another shooting guard you would put in there before Dwayne Wade? AI or Dwayne Wade? I'd probably go.
I actually would still go D Wade on that one.
Defense and yeah.
AI is
Be careful.
He gets credit for being
Be careful.
No, like AI is great. Don't get me wrong.
Be careful.
I'm just saying, like Dwayne Wade, if you're going to build a team, like you probably want the defensive part too.
Yeah.
And Dwayne
he was
Wade
a monster defensively.
Yeah,
like he was averaging like almost 2 blocks as a guard.
Yeah,
he was nasty, and he was a steal machine. Yeah. So you're okay with putting AI at 4?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right.
See if we can be civil. Wasn't that bad. We do got our first break though. You got anything else to add here on the legacy of Dwayne Wade? No, he's a great player. I mean, it is a legacy. I wasn't even trying to be like that.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Sometimes I think you're just getting offended over there.
No,
Be offended.
No, you have just this. You have this allegiance with
the Bulls.
Yeah, Michael
but it's
Jordan.
also like the greatest player of all time.
Well,
and it's like
your opinion. Is he really though?
Okay, we go there every time. I'm okay with like talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, but like when we start talking about Dwayne Wade.
No, I'm saying his 06 year was up there with Jordan's runs in the finals, and nobody can debate that. I can pull up article after article of people comparing it.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna be mad at that. I really.
Oh my god, man! Do y'all hear this, man?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about next? I'll let you tease it, Chancellor Brewington.
Let's talk about. Let's talk about. No, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it. Go ahead, man.
We'll throw the break here. Don't go anywhere. Maybe we'll talk some Husker football next. What's brewing, Chancellor Brewington? I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease.
Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You know, there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong. They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
February is American Heart Month, the perfect time to focus on your health. Even a small change can make a big impact on your heart health. Try adding a vegetable to your dinner or a no-salt seasoning. Looking for support in making these small changes? Join a healthy living program to learn about healthy lifestyle changes with a supportive and encouraging group. Search Chronic Disease Nebraska for more information. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something. Something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome back into What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. Apologies for technical difficulties. The screen just went completely black on us, so we'll get the video back up. If you guys are able to hear our voices loud and clear, 402-464-5685 is the Starting Haven text line while I work to get this camera back up and working. Updates on Nebraska hoops, though. Currently, they are down at halftime. It is 45-35. A quick run through some of the box score notes to give you an update on who's playing well. Box score for Maryland Terrapins. Mentioned it before. Julian Reese. He feels like the Chancellor Brewington. Who's that quarterback? Tanner Morgan at Minnesota. That's been there forever, which is like year after year, and he looked just like PJ Fleck.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Is it Morgan?
The one with Ibram, the running back?
Yeah, it's just like
maybe.
Either way,
yeah.
That's what Julian Reese is. Like the guy just feels like we've been playing him every year, and he plays Nebraska really well. No surprise here. Not taking a ton of shots, but he is 2 for 3. He's already got 6 rebounds on the day. He does that for Maryland every single time. He gets them a lot of rebounds. 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 turnover. He's got 6 points total. These guys are just shooting it well. Queen for them has got 6 of 7. He's got 12 points. Gillespie, he's 3 of 5 with 7 points. And then you got 3 of 8, 3 of 7, and they got no points from their bench. Nebraska, Juwan Gary playing all right, 5 for 11. Andrew Morgan, consistent. He's got a 3 as well, 2 for 3. Sam Hoiberg, 1 for 3. Wooster's only taken 1 shot so far. Bryce Williams, 2 for 6. So you look at the Nebraska side of things, they're sharing the ball. It just doesn't look like anybody's quite got the hot hand. And when you look at team stats as well, yeah, I mean, Maryland shooting a 3-point shot at about 55% compared to Nebraska's 50%, and Maryland's overall field goal percentage is 54% compared to Nebraska's 38%. Man, I need to get glasses as I'm reading these stats. I'm figuring it out. But nonetheless, Vernon Pierce, no, I know we're not watching the game live, but just hearing those stats, what is it about teams that just seem to light it up against Nebraska?
First of all, I'm not DeMornay.
I really did just call you DeMornay Pierce now.
Yeah, I'll let you slide. You only done that 1 time. Other than that,
that's good. You literally brought the jet lag into the studio.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry. Let me raise the energy. Let me stand up.
You brought the cameras to the jet lag.
Well, for people that, I guess I'll just explain where I was. How about that, Harrison? Yeah, I'll explain where I was. I was in Lehigh, Utah. Never been there in my life, but I was there for a specific reason. The reason why I was there, I guess I'll tell the full story, is that how can I say this? First of all, my mother is a fantastic woman. Shout out to my mother. And she has her own, how can we call this, wellness practice. And she does this thing called bioenergetic scanning. So if you can, add in all those words, bio, energetic, and scanning all together. And so, she has this practice. She's been having it for a while. And so
How long is a while? Just generally curious.
Almost 10 years.
Oh, okay. So a long while.
Yeah. So this is, established. She's been doing this for, scan, that's the term, scanned over 1,000 people, right? So I mean, she's well versed. I haven't gone to the doctor other than a surgery since, I mean, 13, 14 years. And I have nothing against, not saying anything against medical. What I'm saying is that I just know this stuff works, right? I know this machinery and this technology works, and that there's only like, maybe in the US, probably 1,500 people, 2,000 people who do this specific thing.
Really?
And maybe out of all of those, like, you know, done it for 10 years, maybe like 500 of them, 400 of them. So like my mom's in an elite category with this, and she understands machine. And so throughout my reading, right, for those that, I don't know if you've ever listened to the show, you understand. So I don't think I really have to explain myself, but throughout my reading, there's been this consistent thing of like quantum physics and consistent thing of energy and cellular structure, and the energy inside of a molecule, which is just a combination of atoms joined together, and that all energy has information, right? And so I was on this reading journey, and it led me to this, and I realized, I thought back here, so I'm like, wait, my mom knows about this. This is the machine that my mom does, right? This is, it's the same science. It's the same. It's not philosophy. It's not theory. It's science. Like there's real backings behind it.
Like energy is information. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like, if that's the thing signaling your body what to do?
Yeah. Okay. So we can break this down. So we have a body, right?
I hope.
Of course. Yes. We can all agree on that. And we all can agree that we have organs, right? And of those organs, they're made up of tissues, and those tissues are made up of cells, and those cells are made up of molecules, and those molecules are made up of atoms, and those atoms are made up of subatomic particles, protons, neutrons, electrons. Pretty simple, right? So let's look at the foundation, which is, let's do atom, right? So an atom is 99.99999% energy, right? And so all energy is information. All energy is information, because information gives direction. So if there was energy without information, energy would be chaotic, and it'd be chaos, right? And so the science behind it, right? What this machine does, and first of all, I give the asterisk, I give the preface, and I say it's not a diagnostic machine. It doesn't diagnose, doesn't cure, treat, or whatever. It gets information, and it allows the body to receive the information, absorb the information, do what it wants with the information. Okay, so this machine is predicated on the fact that the body has an innate intelligence that, how can I say, breathes when we're asleep, makes our heart pump, and that, we subconsciously do things, right? There's this innate intelligence that keeps us alive, right? And it heals us consistently, produces white blood cells, fights off whatever, produces produces IgA to fight off infection. Like the body's consistently doing this. You don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about it. It just does it. It's intelligent, right? So this intelligence is inside of every atom, right? And obviously has information. So what this machine does is it sends a signature, right? It sends a signature or a frequency, whatever you want to call it. There's a little debate there, but it sends a signature to the individual.
So like, okay, like signature, is that just like energy? What do you mean? What is the signature?
Okay, so
that you're sending.
So you've heard the term frequency, right?
Yeah, it's just like Adobe Audition. That's what they call it. They call it the signature or the frequency.
Oh,
right?
perfect. We're on radio. Yeah. So you tune into a certain frequency, right? So 93.7, you tune into that, right? So frequency in science or quantum physics, frequency doesn't have a bunch of information. It just has basically like a word, right? That's why people say like the frequency of love, the frequency of gratitude, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's just so the information behind that is just a word. Now a signature, you get paragraphs, right? Like you have a bunch of information in a signature. So that's what we want. We don't want just one words. We want a lot of information. So we send a signature out to the individual, the way the machine does, and based on what the individual absorbs, indicates an imbalance in the body.
Now that's crazy word. I haven't heard this before. This is intriguing.
Many people haven't. So based on what the body absorbs indicates the imbalance. So it's not what the body It's not, what the body gives. It's what it absorbs because it's indicating it needs something. Right. Once again, not healing, diagnosing, or curing, or treating.
Yeah,
right?
go see your doctor for some stuff. Don't listen to Dr. Brew. But it's worth looking into, I'd say.
Of course. And so this is all based, the foundation of this is quantum physics, right? So the base principle of quantum physics is that there's a unifying field that connects everything. And so that gets people raise their eyebrows and say, what the heck is this, right? And that's hard to understand, but Albert Einstein, the one who E equals MC squared, all this good stuff, he came up to the conclusion, and he said that there's a field that controls the particle, and that the particle doesn't control the field. In other words, energy controls matter, matter doesn't control energy. So if that is the foundation of quantum physics, or if that's the foundation of life itself, is that there's energy controlling matter, Harrison, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you change matter with matter? Because that's effect. That's not the cause. So what you should do, or what, in theory, if that's the theory, the hypothesis, we want to test the hypothesis, what should we do? We should change matter with matter. And so, or we should change energy with energy. My bad. The jet lag got to me a little bit. Energy with energy. So by changing energy with energy, we're going to the cause. We're going to the causal factors of what's going on, right? Obviously not curing, treating, or diagnosing anything, but we're going to the causal factors of the information, right? So I'm going to extract the information from your body, the imbalances there, get the information, the machine's going to pull it up. We can get all the imbalances, everything, all the imbalances.
Why is this so
hard for us to understand?
Well, it's not even that invasive, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't this being done more? Like, that seems like a very simple way before you start doing, all sorts of treatments. Like, that's
well, can you see it? No. See, okay, so what have we been conditioned to do and to believe? That we need to see something in order for it. So in this process, you don't see a wave of energy coming to you, right? Sometimes the individual feels it, and there's a dramatic effect in the moment, and like, oh my gosh.
I'm more just like that paper, like the thing you get at the end there that tells you. I'll let you keep explaining it.
Right.
I'm pulling you off.
No. It's amazing. So there's a real disconnect in the Western culture for sure, Western society, where we just been conditioned to do things, and it's really simple as that. And if this type of, like, if I was to say to you, Harrison, you could visualize someone, as crazy as this, you could visualize someone succeeding in an opportunity, succeeding in a whatever, and you could stand in place for them and receive the abundance on their behalf in your mind, in your imagination, and it happened in the physical realm, and it happened in this three-dimensional world. Would you say, oh, okay, that we don't do that often here? Like,
fair enough,
right? In Eastern culture, that's just consistent. That's consistent. And so when a lot of people hear this, like from like other cultures and other societies, like, just Eastern, like, just cross the sea, right? Just literally cross the sea, go to Chinese medicine. They've known, you study reflexology a little bit. You study
East and West is very
You go
different.
to India, you hear
literature, everything is just culturally significantly different and harder to understand.
Exactly. And there's just been a disconnect. And I think I'll just say it as this, we're infinitely more than what we know. And it's so true. And I think every great mind that's ever stepped on planet Earth has always said that, if you're religious and you're Catholic, Christian, whatever, you study the Bible, Jesus Christ, he comes on earth. And, if you believe that, he says that greater works shall you do, right? And Buddha talks about all these things. Muhammad talks about all these things. Like, it's consistent all throughout history that there's something about a human being that we're missing. And I believe we've been conned in a way. And so this by
ourselves, it feels like sometimes.
Yeah. But I think there's no more you need to search than outside yourself. Think about this. Okay. So before we go to break, let's do this. If an atom is 99.999% energy, right? And all that energy has information. And you could also say that that's information is consciousness, right? Because you can say that each organ is conscious, has a consciousness there, right?
Now,
Now,
I mean, yeah,
in
I
theory,
know what you're going with.
in
Yeah,
theory,
yeah.
right?
I'm not denying.
Okay. So how can you say you know yourself? How can you say you know? Oh, I know who I am. I know who I am. All you have all this information inside of you, and guess what? You have 330 billion new cells being made every day, and every 5 years, from a cellular level, you are a new individual. You have all new cells in you, and guess how many atoms you have that contains all this energy and information and direction. 7, the number 7 with 27 zeros behind it. That's how they call it 7 billion billion billion. That's how many atoms you have inside of you.
Uh-huh.
And all those things have information. I'm just going to leave it at that. You can come to your own conclusion, of course.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a really good segment. 402-464-5685. We'll throw it to break. Segment 1 on 3 up next. Don't go anywhere.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Did you know that AmeriCorps programs improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement in Nebraska? For example, members serving with AmeriCorps programs like Partnership for Kids provide kids with the support they need to succeed in school and prepare for their dream career. Discover more about AmeriCorps programs making a difference in your community at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Did you know that AmeriCorps programs improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement in Nebraska? For example, AmeriCorps members serving with Conservation Nebraska provide valuable environmental education and practical tips people can use to maintain Nebraska's natural beauty and live more sustainable lives. Discover more about AmeriCorps programs making a difference in your community at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome back in. Might be the final segment. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington here as the Husker hoops still going 45-54. Unfortunately, Maryland beating that one right now firmly with about 30 seconds left in the second half. Chancellor Brewington, I wanted to ask you, we were talking about this with the Morning Pierce now, with the Huskers heading out there, they're hopefully going to get some opportunities to go play on Sundays in the NFL. There was one guy who actually got left off the combine down there in Indianapolis.
Who?
That is Nash Hutmacher. I was a little bit
He
surprised.
did?
Yeah, he didn't get invited.
Who all made it?
Tommy Hill is going down there.
Okay.
Thomas Fedoni, Isaiah Nayor,
Yeah.
Ty Robinson.
Those four?
Yeah, those four. And then Nash surprisingly didn't make it, which you need 7 teams to request you there. 7 teams, and then you're in. So I don't know how many Nash had, but he didn't get 7. Those 4 did.
I'm glad Isaiah did though. That's big.
He apparently lit it up a lot
in
those bowls and senior
the
games.
East West Shrine Bowl. Yeah, that's great for them. I mean, that's unfortunate, but I'll say this. I mean, my brother-in-law Ben Stilley didn't go to a combine, played in the East West Shrine Bowl, didn't go to a combine, went to Pro Day, got picked up by the Dolphins. And now he's year 5 in the league. So it's like, or year 4 in the league, whatever it is. So it's like, it goes both ways. Of course, I mean, the journey, of course, I've from, just being around the sport, the journey, obviously, and common sense is it's just easier, of course, when you get drafted. And, I think out of those guys, I think, Ty is probably going to be drafted. I don't know if Tommy is. I don't know if anyone else is.
Is Ty pulling a Cam Jurgens type situation?
Yeah,
where he goes all the way up to round 2.
I don't know about that. I would say maybe like round 4.
Well, who was it? Kleiman put him up there in his top 10 at that position. But
yeah,
but
it's
that's probably
these
past
lists
round 2.
these lists are ridiculous. Well, I thought JoJo Doman was going to go top 4. I mean, I really thought so. I don't know how he didn't. Ran pretty good, all that good stuff. So, and I think Ty. Yeah, I think though the 2 Cams, right? Second round picks. I mean, Cam ran 4.3, other Cam ran 4.9 at 305 pounds. So like
crazy.
Those are I mean anomalies. Like those are outliers in the situation. So
when you run those speeds, I mean that's like what Chris Jones do when he was in his combine working out. He put some ridiculous time.
And
it's
probably
just
like
like
3:30 or something. Yeah. So
it was just something where you're just like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But to be honest, I mean, if those guys go and do what they've done, man, and take their game to the next level, this time is interesting. People develop right now, and that's what this time is for for development and getting your body right and training and all that good stuff. So I wish them nothing but the best. But at the end of the day, if they get drafted or if they don't, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's always a plan. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll keep it rolling here. I'll figure out something to do. Talk to you live, maybe get some replays depending on how the second half of the game is going to go for Nebraska basketball versus Maryland. Does seem to be dragging a little bit, but no worries. We'll keep it live right here all the way up until that clock hits 0. It'll be me, Eric Strickland, and then Austin Orman eventually once the press conference ends for some Husker Hoops post game. Like I said, currently Huskers are down 45-54 with 14:26 left. Talk to you guys later. Be sure to stick around for the Husker Hoops post game show.